Hi everyone, Thought 7. So I've experienced a bit of disappointment today, and that came the moment I opened up my phone this morning and saw the headline, the 5 targets the government has to hit before we can end lockdown. And I thought, yes, this is what I've been after. We're all trapped in this lockdown hell, and that's fine. We understand why we're here. I don't blame the government for putting us into it. But I don't think I'm alone in thinking what I wanted was to know not necessarily the exit strategy, but more of the criteria that would have to be hit before we could start looking at ending a lockdown. And I don't think that's an unreasonable thing. I'm somebody who very much deals in facts and figures. So as a result, I was looking for some SMART targets. Now, for anyone who doesn't know what SMART targets are, I came up all through my education with these. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic or relevant, and time-bound. So colour me shocked when I saw the 5 targets that we were given. And for anyone who hasn't saw them, here they are for you. 1. To ensure the NHS can cope. With what? That is neither specific or measurable, certainly not time-bound. I don't really even know what it's referring to. 2. To reach a point where the death rate is consistently falling. Okay, that's a bit more specific. But what's the criteria? What's consistently? 2-3 days falling? Or do we need it to be 2 or 3 weeks falling? There's no information there. Number 3, to be sure the infection rate is falling. Okay, so if it falls tomorrow, is that good enough? But then if it goes back up the next day, do we have to wait again? It's not specific. To make sure there's enough virus testing and PPE, such as face masks, for the future. What's enough? How do we know it's enough? Can we be sure? When do we need to make sure that's in by? How can we know how much we need and when it's going to be in by without that kind of information? And last one, to be sure there won't be a second peak of the infection. Obviously, I was not aware of the crystal ball that the government now owns, because that's obviously what you would need to be able to answer that particular criteria. No one can be sure. So that's my disappointment. I was hoping for detail, and what I got was nothing. I think most of us could have guessed that that was the criteria to begin with, but without thinking they were actual targets. Anyway, just my thought for the day. I'll see you later. Bye. Stay safe.